An octopus always looked simple to me. Soft body, 8 arms, swims around, hides in rocks, nothing special. But once I actually started digging into how an octopus works, everything changed. I didn't expect to find something this strange, this intelligent, and honestly, this alien. Like, there are creatures in the ocean right now that can solve puzzles, escape sealed containers, and even recognize individual humans. And the deeper I went, the more uncomfortable it became. Because the octopus doesn't just behave differently from other animals, it feels like it came from a completely different blueprint of life. Octopuses have been around for over 300 million years. That's older than dinosaurs, older than most modern ecosystems. And here's something that surprised me. An octopus is a mollusk, the same group as snails and clams. Yeah, let that sink in. Saying an octopus is related to a snail is like saying a sports car evolved from a rock. Because somewhere along the evolutionary line, something went completely off script. Most animals follow a familiar pattern, a central brain controlling a body. But octopuses, they don't work like that. An octopus has around 500 million neurons. That's comparable to a dog. But here's the part that makes no sense. Almost 2/3 of those neurons aren't in the brain. They're in the arms. Each arm can think independently. Imagine your arms having minds of their own, touching, tasting, deciding, without asking your brain first. That's not a metaphor. That's literally how an octopus works. Each arm is packed with sensors and neural circuits. They can explore, manipulate objects, and even solve simple problems on their own. The brain doesn't micromanage, it just gives general commands. The rest is handled by the arms. Which means an octopus isn't really a single mind. It's more like a network, a decentralized intelligence, almost like 8 semi-autonomous creatures working together as one. And it gets stranger. Octopuses don't just feel the world, they taste it. Their suckers are covered in chemical receptors, so every time they touch something, they're also tasting it. Imagine being able to taste everything you touch, every surface, every object, every living thing. That's their normal. But what really pushed this into this shouldn't exist territory is how they hide. Because octopuses don't just change color, they transform instantly. Their skin contains specialized cells called chromatophores. These expand and contract to change color in milliseconds. But that's just the surface. Underneath that, they have structures that change texture. They can go from smooth to rough to spiky, all in seconds. They don't just blend in, they become the environment. Rock, coral, sand, even other animals. Some species can mimic poisonous creatures to scare predators away. Others disappear so perfectly you can be staring right at them and never know. And here's the part that really doesn't make sense. They're doing all of this without seeing themselves. They have no mirror, no reference. Yet somehow they control millions of skin cells perfectly in real time. So how does something like this even evolve? How do you go from a slow-moving shellfish to a shape-shifting, problem-solving escape artist genius? The answer starts with a loss. Octopus ancestors had shells, like snails, but over time, they lost them, and that changed everything. Without a shell, they were exposed, soft, defenseless, easy targets. So evolution had 2 options: die or become something entirely different. Instead of armor, they evolved intelligence. Instead of protection, they evolved flexibility. Instead of hiding inside a shell, they became masters of disappearing. And intelligence didn't just help them survive. It unlocked behaviors we don't normally see in animals like this. Octopuses can open jars, escape aquariums, solve mazes, and some have even been observed unscrewing lids from the inside just to get out. There are documented cases of octopuses escaping tanks at night, crawling across the floor, entering another tank, eating the fish, and then returning back before morning, like nothing happened. They learn, they remember, and they adapt. Some studies even suggest octopuses can recognize individual humans, reacting differently depending on who's interacting with them, friendly to one person, defensive to another. But here's the strangest part of all. Despite all this intelligence, they don't live long. Most octopuses only live 1 to 2 years. That's it. All that complexity, all that intelligence, gone almost as soon as it appears. And their ending is just as bizarre as their life. After reproduction, the body begins to shut down. They stop eating. Their tissues break down. It's like a built-in self-destruct sequence. So you have this creature that evolved incredible intelligence, problem-solving abilities, and awareness, only to exist for a very short time. It raises a strange question. Why evolve something this advanced if it disappears so quickly? Maybe intelligence isn't as rare as we think. Maybe it just appears in forms we don't fully understand. Because the octopus didn't just evolve differently, it evolved separately. The last common ancestor between humans and octopuses lived over 600 million years ago, which means their intelligence and ours developed completely independently. 2 different paths, 2 different solutions to the same problem. And somehow, both led to something that can observe, learn, and interact with the world in complex ways. The difference is, one of them feels familiar, the other feels like meeting an alien. And maybe that's the most fascinating part. If intelligence can evolve like this in something so different from us, then what else is possible? Right now, octopuses are still out there, hiding in plain sight, solving problems, exploring their world in ways we're only beginning to understand. And the deeper you look, the harder it becomes to see them as just animals. Because they're not just strange, they're something else entirely.